Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We'll be starting here in just a moment. It's one of the things about streaming is it's surprising how much time it actually does take to get set up. You have to do like lots of little things, and then you have to get things moving. And then sometimes you're like, God damn, I've got to do that little thing. But no, we do have a turn here from Dadman, so it should be rather intriguing. We have had a few battles on the beaches of Java, which is actually been good. We're not going to have a battle here today unless he actually forces one. And the plan today is we have the forces on the beach, Cal, whatever it is, and they're going to stand down, recover some fatigue disruption ideally, and then we'll attack. We do have a headquarters actually moving out to the beach, which will be ideal. I would like to have... I should have had it moving earlier on, but little things get missed. We should have had that headquarters, the army headquarters, on Java by this point. But when it arrives, it arrives. We have plenty of supply. More, pretty much the entire amount of supply we'd need, really, I'd imagine. There's always room for Jello. I've been teasing him about the beaches. It was a valid strategy he went for to try and impose us on the beaches. Had we kept things as they were, with just the small amount of units that we... Well, not small, but with the units that we had initially, it could have actually worked quite well. It would have eventually been defeated, but it would have delayed us. I mean, it's technically delayed us now, but it's not bad because in all honesty, where we are now is fantastic because that means that he's come to us, we get to attack him at the beach, he's got level 0 fortifications for the most part, and we take that base. That's intriguing. I do wonder if he's actually pulled out of Moresby. If he's pulled out of Moresby, I'd be happy. Yes, it is there, Vulcan. Good to have you, my man. We're unloading over here, so that's another base we can actually take there, which is ideal. Yeah, I do wonder if he's actually taking Garrison out of Moresby. I wouldn't be too shocked because it's not exactly a tenable position for the most part. That's a big ship. That's a big AP and we're shooting at it. Wow, this doesn't happen all that often and we're here with a torpedo. Huh. This just doesn't happen all that often. This is nice. I-21 slams another torpedo in there. Nice. That's a good way to start. I'm like thinking, is this my ship? No, it isn't my ship. Oh my god. That's a good bit of gunnery practice there. I mean, this is during the night phase as well. Pretty good moonlight, but 2 torpedoes in there, 5 shell hits. I think she's pretty much doomed, isn't she? She goes down. Very nice. He was sneaking those guys in there. He might have been sneaking things out, he might have been sneaking things in, but hitting that AP. At least we know he's moving coastal. And I thought he was actually, so that's good. I have prevented supply and troop transport to Rangoon as much as we can. You gotta figure that we are in a different situation in this game. We do have the Imperial Guard. I don't think they're gonna arrive. Did they arrive at McGew and Tavoy today? I can't recall. It might be tomorrow that they arrive. But we're gonna have shortly the Imperial Guard division and about 2 other divisions. We're sweeping mines of Merrick. Ideally, if we don't hit a mine. That's a fair few mines of Merrick, actually. Holy moly. Yeah, so we'll have at least 3 Imperial Japanese Army divisions. And oh, fuck me, that is a big one. Oh, we're reeling them in today, boys. It would have been nice to have got a second torpedo in there, but I'll take that. Moreton Bay taking a torpedo. So close to Ceylon. So close to Colombo. Ah, that's really good, actually. We had seen the Moreton Bay earlier. But that's excellent. I will take it. How you doing there, Carl? Good to have you. Probably he snuck it in, not out. If it was out, you'd have troop losses from the AP, yes. But that's intriguing, actually. That is intriguing. It doesn't go down, but it's taken some damage. It'll not be moving anytime soon. Excellent. Nice little way to begin. We do see Indora there as well. We will be starting operations against the ships in harbour soon. But that works out well. Hit more of his APs is always a nice thing. I have withdrawn the amphibious fleet from Java today as well. As you can see, they're moving north. They'll be moving into Palembang. Be able to rearm the heavy cruisers. Foul weather today, but that's nice. And if he's moving forces into Rangoon, then go for it, because frankly, what can you move into Rangoon that we won't be able to demolish with a couple divisions? And the more things we can destroy in Rangoon, the better. Oh, we are hitting the port, by the way, today. There's a good few actual ships in the ports, a few submarines as well, so I'm hoping that we can actually try and hit some. We'll have quite a few bombs coming in here today. But just hit some of them would be nice, just as many as possible would be nice. I think there might be some submarines in here as well, so I'd like to hit those. We do have a decent amount of actual damage on the airfield, so I thought, you know what, while they're actually in port, we might as well go ahead and hit them there. I mean, when the Fall of Manila comes, it makes it far easier then to just deal with him. Hits a few so far, which is nice. It will cause damage to the port as well, so I don't imagine much. It's a large port. There we go, deck penetration's looking good. Pretty good turn for us actually so far in terms of hitting things. Yeah, we did have reports of submarines in here, so I'd like to hit some submarines if we could. Fuel tanks hit there. Okay, so we do hit a number of ships there, so that's quite a few ships in there that have been hit. There will be more bombers coming in there, not especially hard. I mean, Princess of Negros, one bomb hit, heavy fires, heavy damage. Heavy fires, heavy damage on the Gregory, which is actually quite apt. That's quite ironic, actually. We have more coming in here. Are they still... Oh, I must have forgot to tell them. I told them from Clark to hit the actual port, so I must have forgot to tell them from Elsbad to hit the port. But that's actually not fine. It keeps the damage on the runway after all. Right. They will be hitting the ports. Or the runway. Yeah, I forgot to tell the guys what they can. No, sorry, from San Fernando? Yeah, San Fernando, isn't it? That one's in... Yeah, that one's San Fernando, that one's Lingayen. So I forgot to order these guys. But that's fine, we're still hitting a number of ships there. Probably best not to sink them, actually, because if there's like less than 10 ships in a harbour, it's harder to actually hit them. I'm going to continue to bomb these guys over here on the Chinese coast. I don't know why he moved down there, and I don't want to allow him to do whatever he wants to do there. We have reinforced Hong Kong, reinforced Canton, well not, we're actually taking the division out of Canton, but we've reinforced Hong Kong. If I can just keep them in place, we'll be able to get them. He can't move in anything but combat mode if he wants to move out. Yes, we are hitting this base as well. There are actual assets on the airfield, but I do want to make sure I can actually get some damage on the airfield. A few hits on the runway. He will have to repair ports and airfield, so if we keep up the damage there, he won't be able to fortify. Hitting the runway again. Okay. We do see H-81s, and they're flying out of Rangoon. They're strafing, and apparently nothing gained today. Another 10 planes coming in there, unescorted. Light cloud over target. Right, they finally do cause some damage, but they haven't been for the last few turns, actually, which is quite good. Not that I mind. Will we arrive at Batavia today? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so, actually. I don't think we had enough progress to arrive at Batavia today, but maybe. Okay. So I think we'll move in. Something has sunk there. It would be nice if it was the Moreton Bay, but I doubt that. Right. I'm glad to hit his APs, though. Glad to hit them. Looks like he's got PPYs at Wake again, and it looks like he's operating PPYs out of Mindanao. Unlikely Lingayen. Not Lingayen, sorry, out of... yeah, Mindanao's the island, isn't it? Yeah, Mindanao's the island. Right. I was actually targeting Port Moresby for reconnaissance, so I do hope we get some reconnaissance, because if there's no units at Moresby, then that's going to be great news. But taking the base on the other side of the peninsula? I suppose you could call it the peninsula. It's quite intriguing. We've had two bases fall to our control, Una and the base is done, which is interesting. I think it might potentially have abandoned Moresby, perhaps. Okay, pretty quiet PM phase there. Not that I particularly mind it. I mean, we are building a Rabal. I had something else sunk there. I do wonder what it could have been. Oh, we are landing here today. I tell you what, I do like the Artago. She's such a nice looking ship. So we will be landing then potentially at Tavoy as well. I forgot it was going to happen today. And this is it, the turns are going so fast, I don't even get a chance to do the summaries anymore because we're already in the next turn. But we are landing here with Artago. Speed that up. Not that I particularly wanted the CAs, but I forgot to take them out. I forgot. Oh well. A few casualties there, 2 destroyed, and was that another destroyed or disabled? I didn't quite see that. Oh, so we get 1 invasion today, but we don't get the 2nd invasion. Which, fair enough. Hey, didn't that fall? We got the turn back. We had 2 APs actually hit by subs, which was really quite nice. Just in the ground phase here. So we have 30th Chinese Corps here, 4th Group Army. Hitting that Group Army would be nice because it will weaken these forces here. Hey, didn't that, Honoris? Good to have you, my friend. It is a honor this to have you. 35th is closing on the north. I'll tell you what, I do sound so much better now at this point in the evening. I think I just need to get my, like, sleep cycle back in order. Because it's like, this has become something like my afternoon, really. Speed it up. Yeah, it's a lot of artillery and a lot of armor. Yeah, they are pushed back towards SunYan. I was hoping they would have been actually forced to surrender, but not too surprising. 271 casualties, 29, 1, 2, 310, 76, 88, 76, 38, 2, 7, 3, 4, 2 units retreat, low on supply, but we are closing in now on SunYan. We are attacking here. We did have an issue of low supply, but then again, they have no strength, and we will have our supply moving there. Van Mackenson's artillery. I like that. Artillery chariot. I like that. So destroy the force here. We will be attacking here as well, so ideally we can clear the road today. Attacking over here to take these two bases. That one and that one. Shock, we take it. Banzai. Attacking over here. 63 AV versus 152 of the 27A detachment. Oh, they don't take it today, but that's on. Alright, fair enough. I suppose its range is like, what, times 3? But they have low supply. We've inflict a few casualties. We do have a unit pushing from the north as well. Surprised they didn't kick them out. But oh well. We're going to attack it again. Attacking this base here. Take that base. Pantar is now ours. Apparently there was a fortification level there, or not. It's weird that it mentions it. Taking that base too, so we'll be able to move on. I do have 2 more APDs that are loading up this turn that will be taking bases on this side of Borneo. So then we'll actually have the entirety of Borneo under our control, besides Kuching. Which I need to go ahead and send about 2 naval guard units there. Ambon. I started to fortify Ambon because it is a useful base. I don't think I'll fortify it very much. Yeah. But it will come in useful. It's useful to help control the outer Photo Sea. Okay, so pretty much entirely positive. He didn't bombard in Java here today, so that does help out. So he rests and we rest. He does actually have an HQ inland, which doesn't help out. Obviously, will help his results there. We do have our own HQ moving in there, so ideally that will help us too. But I do not mind it. Every single chance we get to beat up on his units is another good day. 98th Sentai arrives at Bangkok, and 60th Sentai. Tsushima. Ah, there we go. Good day. Pretty good day, actually. It's not many days that we actually have that are like just essentially completely positive, but that was one of the days where it was completely positive. I don't think we had anything really go wrong there. Everything pretty much went right, which doesn't often happen. Take a look at the aircraft losses. So we see a Topsy go down to Ops, a Sonoya to Ops, Ida to Ops, a Ad to Ops, a Sally to Ops, every kind of bomber we have essentially. H6K4 to Ops, which is not fun. Jake to Ops, and did we just, yeah, just us losing aircraft today, just mostly to Ops. By the one Babs there that went down to Flag. Ship sunk today then, so it lists the Chilka, which is worth about 12. I mean, she's not a small ship either, which is quite nice. We did hit the Moreton Bay, which was around about here. We did hear a couple of ships actually sink. It might have been the 2 that were in Manila. Considering that we, yeah, it looks like 2 sank here, because we did see about 12 last time. Oh, thank you very much, therefore. That is much appreciated there. Thank you very much for that tier 1 subscription. I don't know what the other tiers are, but it says tier 1, so I'm going to say tier 1. Thank you very much. Appreciated, my man. I'm glad you enjoy it. Is that because we hit the Moreton Bay and the Chilka? Right, so we didn't attack or bombard yesterday. Fatigue has gone down 28, 24, 25, 11, 11. So it's now the 29th of Jan. We have here 27 airfield damage. Hello there, Felix. Good to have you. We're kind of at that point now where we can attack. And yeah, we are probably better off attacking because I don't think, with the amount that they have, yeah, I think we'll attack. It'll take us longer to recover because it's like when you're above 25, you recover faster because it's quite a lot. But once you get under a certain point, it's actually harder to recover. So I think what we will do then is order a deliberate attack against Manila once again. So he was at, what was it now? Level 3. He's down to level 2. We'll take him down to level 1. Recover. Attack again. Take him down. Yeah, he's moving down towards Swell Tower, which is interesting. I could try to head him off there, but this is it. Interesting that he's moving there. Head south then. I could send a unit out to meet him in the field, in all honesty. But I think that's plenty to what he wants. But maybe, excuse me, maybe he's doing this to try and lure us away from Canton, so I'm not too sure if I want to do this. But if we have the opportunity to move in here, then I will try to. He should be in combat mode, so he shouldn't be able to move out too quickly. It's clear terrain, sure, and he's on secondary roads, so he can move out, but he can't move out that quick. Here we go. So we have a 9th Armoured Car Company, and I didn't realise there was a unit in here, but there's a unit in here, so I'll have to take that in mind. Ideally it doesn't attack me, but it doesn't use your attack. It is wooded terrain, but I could do an infantry unit in there. We'll have something sent in there to deal with that then shortly. I can have the 14th Independent Mixed Brigade in there, but it doesn't particularly matter. What I'll do is simply have the 35th move down the road there. A couple of these units. I'm not seeing movement in China. I have been running reconnaissance over Chungking. We have 21 units there, but none moving as far as we can tell. In here, we have arrived in this hex here, so I'm going to order an attack as well. Try and destroy them if we can. It's not going to happen, but they'll retreat in, I don't know, some direction or other. Alright, I thought I forgot to tell them to bloody move into that hex. It's not too bad. We're moving 2 more days until we reach this position here. But the good news is now we are closing in. We are yet another hex closer towards Xi'an. We've arrived over here where there's 9 units. It's taken us a little while longer to actually reach this due to ability delays of units being entirely just so weakened that they can't move. But you have to attack and destroy them to continue. But that's okay. We'll move on. Closing in now. So put everybody in that operations mode. Tell them to follow. I mean, we're on a major road here, which is good. So at least we do move quickly. This is secondary roads. We've got another hex is secondary. So it's about maybe about 9 days or so before we actually reach the major road. But once we do meet the major road, then well, that's it. We're on major, and it's much easier. That's ×3, but then we're in clear. These forces will arrive in the ×3 before these forces, but that's fine. We'll just have to take Xi'an then. And what we'll do then is repair Xi'an's industry. Sorry, the oil first and primarily. Heavy industry might be worthwhile. We'll see. Right, so I do have a tanks in position here. I'm still waiting on the rest of the forces. They're going to be a few days as of yet. I could attack him, but it's not worthwhile attacking into Wooded Rough. I mean, maybe I could get away with it, but I'm not too sure. He does have some AV. Tanks do work best when they have infantry spawns. Hey, how you doing there, Proto? Hello. God, I can't speak. Hey, doing there, Boabi? I will be doing Grand Tactician likely tomorrow night. Likely tomorrow. But I'm glad you guys are actually eager for him. That's good to know. Will be tomorrow, though. Okay. So we do have these fellows in position. They are going to be moving on ahead. Ah, that's great, man. I'm glad that people are enjoying it, actually. That's a surprising aspect. People actually do enjoy it. Always good. Right, I'm going to keep them in position because there's actually 1 hex here, and there's 1 hex here. So can I have one of the actual army headquarters move up here? And that'll help support us in the area. Then that one here could support us over here. But we are now in... Yeah, we'll move into this position here, and then we're in clear terrain, which is excellent. Yeah, it will not be long until it's out, though, which is great news. Looking forward to that. Okay. We'll have the units move. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. It's looking like a good game. I'm looking forward to seeing how the developers continue with it. Right, they're moving out that way. That's fine. We're not in terrible danger of anything retreating behind us after this point. How are they supply-wise? Supply-wise, they're okay. Just over. So once we do clear up this road, we'll be alright. Yeah, continue to all of the attacks there. He has 6 units over here at SunYan. 52,000 men. So I'll imagine a couple cores, perhaps. But, I mean, this is it. He'll likely have fortifications, but he's in clear terrain, so... fortifications will be dealt with. We have, like... How much forces here? We have... Right, so there's 469 tanks there. 1,254 there in terms of AV. Over here we have 2,208 AV and a shitload of guns. So this is it. Essentially we'll move into that hex with a good few thousand AV, but having a few hundred tanks here in clear terrain will... Yeah, it will kind of butcher him, which is nice. Playing as the Japanese, it is always the best time when you get to fight in clear terrain. Well, when you're on the defensive, and you're actually going to win. Then yes, you have fun. Not when it's against you. I'm glad that we landed over here, actually. I didn't think we would land here, but that's good. That actually speeds things up significantly. So I can alter the attack. Now, we're actually undetected here, which is excellent news. That's why. I forgot to actually put an escort in there. They have the escort in the form of the heavy cruiser, etc., but I meant to have as a separate force. I was going to cancel the supply, but I thought I'm going to go ahead and see if I can take a chance and get it into Port Blair. I will have engineers moving up to Port Blair shortly, so they could dock. Yeah, Port Blair will come in handy. It's a size 2 port. What do we have here then? Yes, those are the engineers. I mean, maybe I do have that supply move down here, as well actually, and I think I might go ahead and do that. It's a bit of a problem moving back and forth, but I could leave one ship. I think I'll leave a ship in here then. One of them. How much is aboard that ship? 300. Right, I'm going to leave one of the ships here. I'm going to leave... I'll leave that one in here. Can't dock anymore, but what I can do then is... Cargo. How much capacity? How big is the ship? 3.6. If I put a PB in there, that's 6. Yeah, a little bit too big. These are Tohos. Right, so they're all Tohos. That's a little bit more valuable than the others, actually. So, yeah, we'll go with that one. 3.6, then it'll be fine. Have you place into port. And have you unload. There we go. They're continuing to unload, and what I will do then, take you. And what I'm going to do here then is actually form a little ASW task force just in case. Oops, not that one. That one. You never know. Have you moved down here to meet Gooey? Have you follow? Escort, there we go. Set to absolute. The good news is we see that he's actually lacking naval detection out of this area here, which is quite useful. I'm very much conscious of what he might have beyond here. But we do have G4M1s running naval search out here just every single day. They've been doing it for day in, day out. Week in, week out. We do have Adinas over here. I do have some key 43 1-seat Oscars. Let's see. Right, okay. Right, so it looks like 60th and 98th. Yep, so those were the unready bombers here. But I've transferred up the Key 21 to A Sally's. 1 unit, okay. Interesting. Looks like he might have actually shifted out some of these fighters. He might have shifted some of them into Rangoon, which is intriguing. But we are closing in now, and we are 1 hex. Well, we're 1 mile out from being in this base. See his move unit here. Now, that may in fact be empty. The dangerous thing for him is the fact that I am transferring elements of the second... Well, I'm transferring the second Raiden Sentai up here. So I could actually do again more transports out here. But he's actually left that base empty, which is intriguing. I do have it in mind that we could potentially land the second Raiden Regiment over here. There's only one aviation unit here that should have maybe about 8 AV. Well, that's what it has on mission, well, sorry, game start. But the reason why I consider doing that is because we do have the assets to actually escort. But what we could do then, land and take the base. But once we took the base, if we were quite lucky and those units stayed in there, we could wipe out the majority of the AVG, which would be nice. So he's moving these units. He must feel that he can't hold that, because he's moving them directly across here. We're forcing him to make decisions, which is excellent. We do have your attack regiments as well, so they can begin to get underway here. Have them move out to Pagoo. There we go. And tanks will take some time to get here, but they will arrive significantly sooner than infantry. So they can begin to move out. I mean, they'll move as if it's major road for infantry. So they'll move about 30 miles a day. So they'll cross hexes in about 2 days, 2 turns. Which means it cuts the amount of time to get to Pagoo down significantly. Which is great. And the good news is I'm not going to likely employ them against Rangoon. I'll likely employ them in this area where we do see all this clear terrain. We do also have the major roads up in this area too. So what I can do is actually have the 3 armoured regiments moved into this area. And we can essentially use them to just annihilate small little aviation units in these areas. Take control of the bases pretty quick, sharp. And taking Magway would be nice. But I would have to get a cap in there, but taking that would be excellent. And as you take a look, we have 201 refineries over here. Refineries are nice and all, but I don't particularly need the refineries. But I do need that oil. I do want the oil over here in the north, where we have 71. And 71 refinery. But yeah, we're getting into a position now where technically, I think if I took that base there, we would cut the Burma road. So that's something we can bear in mind. Because I don't think he'd be able to draw a connection then as we'd own this. But obviously we'll take off these bases and make sure he can't do that. I could be wrong, but we'll see. So board here we have a couple men. Supply. Supply is very important to actually have now. 148 assault value, so yeah. They've got 94 planning for Singapore. I'm going to allow that to continue to build up. The reason being, when you have 100 and you change target, you keep 25 of that. You keep like 1 in every 4 points that you have in planning. So I just need to choose wisely where we are going to be attacking next and where I'm going to need that planning. Calcutta might be that position, because that is times 4 terrain. And taking Calcutta would be nice. I think we're looking good. I think we are looking very good for Burma. What we need to do then is establish very quickly very effective bases. So what I might go ahead and do then is actually have the... well, we were considering having the 22nd Air Flotilla shifted to Port Blair. What I could go ahead and do then is actually have the Air Flotilla shifted out of Kopang. He's actually got a sub right in here at Kopang, which is pretty impressive. But it should be on... yeah, it looks to be in Kopang. So I might fly that out. Aviation support and support. I could actually fly that around, which is excellent. So we may go ahead and do that in the near future, unless I can get some PBs in here. Try and clear it out of the area. Ah well. Right, load up. Get the hell out. Move on. Take that base. Same over here as well. And take that base. Just trying to capture bases much quicker now. Cleaning up the area, essentially. I think those are our bases. I don't know if these are ours as well, actually. No, they're likely Dutch, actually, so I'm going to have to take them. That base is held, so I might as well start by taking these bases here, actually. These Dot bases do have to be taken, so might as well get on with it. I do have my APDs moving here. Oh, so that's that body there. I thought it had an escort. Guess not. I'll have to put some DDs out in front, but I don't have many, which is a bit of a problem. So you see that he's moving southwest. Okay. We might be able to avoid him. Okay. So he did attack over here. He's still got the subs over here. Stream overcast, by the way. We're now to 717. 27, 27. So they have recovered a little bit. Not tremendously much, but they have recovered somewhat. He's still in a position here. 10 units. We see that he's moving the units out of Batavia, which is interesting. Still 4 units here. Have a Yokosuka. So we'll arrive in Batavia. Is it secondary road? Yes, it's secondary road. So we'll, once we get through the secondary road, which we probably have now, we'll arrive much sooner. It looks as though we've cleared the mines over here at Merrick, which is good. And I should actually have... Yes, the loading of the 124th Regiment has been completed, barring the small elements that are remaining behind. So we'll have that move into Merrick tomorrow. Which should be good for us. I do have these AS... I'm going to have these guys actually run ASW in the area. So what I'll do then is tell them to follow the DDs. I'm keeping Sazuya in Oosthaven for the time being. I'm going to have her shifted out to Singapore in the near future. But I don't quite need her right now. Wait, am I telling... Oh, wrong way around. Actually, no, I'll tell them to head in there. What I can do is just run patrols here. Yeah, just patrol that area. So I do have a DMSs, we have 8 of them. And we have a small force acting as a escort, which is a light cruiser, Kinu. Hatsushura Hasuharu Akawa Ugue Ariaki Kiku. Okay. Looks like he has shifted out his aircraft here. He can do that due to the rails, which is fine. We hit a few of them, we damaged a few of them, so he's moved them out by rails, I'd imagine. We lost sight of supposedly a heavy, supposedly a light cruiser in this area, which intrigues me. I did burn a fair bit of fuel, so I should try and do that, but I thought we might have found something out there. But I'll have them return to Makassar. I'd hoped that we would have found something there, so I'm going to have to adjust that. He might have gone north then. I do find it intriguing. What we will be doing, by the way, is actually establishing positions out here at Cocos and Christmas Island IO in the very near future. Okay. .33's looking good. 33rd has nearly finished recovering. You can see these elements here, 97, TOE 97, and 93. Once they're recovered, will be good. I think they had about, what was it, 54 disabled squads to recover, and they needed 2 more for replacements, and then they would have their full complement of TOE. I need to get some AKs moved into Singapore, but I can do that. I do have a good chunk of them over here at Palembang. I've been a little bit slow on doing that because I was a little bit worried about the possibility of enemy submarines in here, but they have apparently shifted away. These guys aren't exactly great at it, but I've been using them here. It looks like it's a holdover setting what I had, like not entirely everything on rest and ASW, but it's fine. I'll probably have them shift out and carry out other orders, in all honesty, so we'll bear that in mind for the time being. But either way, they have been performing ASW, albeit poorly, but they have been flying at 2,000 feet and they haven't spotted anything, so that's quite useful. Here we go. I did have the... Shit, did I load up the wrong regiment? Oh no, I didn't. Good. So I loaded up 30th, yeah, there we go. I thought it was 30th, but no. So this is the regiment, the 41st Infantry Regiment, which is part of 30th Division, which is actually in Kijeol, which is in Korea. So they've arrived at this base over here, which we took earlier, and we are unloading, which is good. So what we'll be able to do then is begin to march north to Medan, and I might need a 2nd regiment potentially here, but 1 regiment should be okay. A 2nd regiment would be nice, so I'll bear that in mind. 42nd Regiment has finally emerged from the jungles after an ungodly amount of time in there. I can imagine they freaking hate the jungle. Now, I may be able to rebuild a division now. Yes, we can. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to introduce you to the 18th Proud Division of Imperial Japanese Army. There we go. Long time coming, but that gives us a full division here to work with, and it has 71 planning for Rangoon already. So we'll have the base over here in McGew tomorrow. McGewy. Yeah, McGew. So we'll have that tomorrow. We'll have Tavoy then, not tomorrow, but the day after, which is good. So we'll have that open, so we can then begin moving this way. I do have a aviation coin moving to SunYan. Yeah, it looks like it's moving units in here to Rangoon, but okay. We're going to put an end to that. And frankly, what's it going to be able to do against 3 divisions? I'll have 33rd moved up from Singapore, then I reckon we'll have 18th, was it? 18th moved up. I will have 55th, so I can actually get a couple divisions in there. Yeah, I'd have to change you and send you up that way, but I could do that. It is somewhat tempting. We'll probably do that after the capture of Batavia, perhaps, as it would allow me then to reform another division to be used in Burma. But no, we're looking good. I do have DMSs over here. Action form. But now we're looking great. We're going to get engineers in here next term. We'll increase the amount of supply that's in here, which is really nice. We're going to build up the airfield. I'm going to get an air flotilla here to Port Blair, which will then allow us to actually operate. If I wanted to use G4M1s, I could operate torpedoes out to that point there. But what we will be doing then is operating at about 14, which is about that position here, which is where they can be escorted by zeros, but I would have them likely operate about 12 hexes where they could be escorted by Key 43s perhaps. But that would actually give us a 12 hex zone around here, which is still pretty deep into the Bengal, Bay of Bengal, where we could control it. So what we'll do then is essentially find bases like that and use them just to push our air power envelope out here. We lost maneuverability, well, we lost flexibility in the aspect of the MKB, but that's fine. The aircraft train is going well enough, actually. How can I explain that? Hey, did that on Temple Radio? I like that name. Let's see. Pilots, numbers. Is that one? There's one we had shitloads of pilots. We have essentially, how many pilots do we have in training? Infinite Monk will be able to answer significantly easier than I can. Let's find it. They're, for the most part, in the field. I don't know how I can answer this question, actually. There's shitloads of pilots in training. It's the way I put it. I'm trying to think how I can actually answer this question now properly. Right, okay. So then reserve. Yeah, essentially, what I'm going to show you then. So we have all these actual squadrons here. We have squadrons there. It's essentially squadrons all over the place. We are training pilots within the squadrons. So who's your top ace? Yeah, I don't think I've how to... The answer is many. The answer is many. That's the best way to look at it. Top pilot. It is actually listed. Let's see. As Ueda M. And then we have Kato, Sagara, Fujimasu, Hara, and Oda. So we have a few aces so far. So our top ace is Ueda. Pilot losses haven't been that bad, actually. We did have a point in time where it was actually something I was really proud of, especially when it came to 0 losses, and then I quickly turned around. But at the moment, our score is now leading over the Allies, which is excellent. I don't think we have a chance at an ultimate victory, but it is still useful to have those victory points. It does help out. Okay. Looking good, man. Looking very good. Oh, yes, we're going to have I-70 moved into Tokyo so we can actually upgrade the aircraft. I was refueling the subs. They should be fully refueled this turn when I go ahead and do it. Oh, I don't have the fuel, goddammit. What we're going to do then is actually wait a short period of time and repair the submarines. We'll have them sent out more or less one at a time, though. I just need to set to those patrol patterns. Oh, how are we doing a Rebel, actually? I'm hoping that we have 20k supply. Yes! Fucking yes! 21,872 supply there. At long bloody last, we actually have the amount of supply. We need to do everything we want to do. That's really useful. Really, really useful. As you can see, we're actually building up about 5% per day of the airfield then. We are closing on the size 7 airfield. Oh, so there is a unit over here at Moresby then, but only 1 unit. So we must have significantly more AV in the area then, because we have been taking control of these bases, which does make my life significantly easier. No nav search. No nav search here. Okay. I decided to actually have a submarines move around here, as this seems to be the area he tends to transit through, and over here as well. As I fear your air group losses for your cars. Oh, grim man. Like, our losses are really nothing. I mean, it's not nothing essentially because you do have to replace them, but we will be able to replace that. It's a bit of a temporary setback, but we do have the capability. Do not worry about that. Let's see. Yeah. My man. My man. My he-man. My man's man. Right, smooth. No supply here in Evil Talk. I'm not using any Evil Talk at this moment in time. If I need to, I can get some supply in there. No man, baby. I like that. Okay. That's abusing me far too much. Sounds ridiculous. Right, I do have assets here, but I do want to get moved out. Now we're looking good. So we'll order the attack at Manila, as I said. Which will help out. We'll get that division moving then from Georgetown. I do have plenty of AKs in here. I actually do have some AKTs. I have the 1 AKT. I thought I had more AKTs. I'm looking forward to actually transferring them, converting them. Respect your elders. Indeed. How much do I need to build, to move the 18th? I do have a couple of actual artillery units over here, and some tank units that will have to be moved out shortly. Somewhat tempted to actually get the tank regiment moved out, but I might as well have it transported via... Well, in fairness, if I have it moved via ship, I'll be able to make good pace along the major roads. I might in fact do that. So, 18th is 13. Yeah, heavy on troop load, not so much on cargo. What is that TOE like? We're looking at... no, not particularly. So we're at 98 AV here. Sorry, 98 TOE here, which is good. So we'll have 18th moved up then. So we're looking at a point in time now where once I get some AKs into Singapore, I do have some pretty quick APs and AKs actually into Singapore. We'll have 33rd Division loaded up. 18th is going to be loaded up this turn. We'll have 55th rebuild to Georgetown in about 2-3 days. So we'll have another division. Yeah, so essentially we're going to have 4 divisions pushed into Burma in a very short period of time. I'm just sorry for your air groups, because when the USN has crazy amounts of AA on stuff it has. Well, this is it. There's always going to be the problem with AA. But throw enough shit at the wall, you'll eventually hit, or it'll eventually stick. He does have power, but he's not invulnerable. The good news is now we are... And this is it. We were in a strong position... Well, it's a very interesting point in time. You look at how the Rebel area has really evolved over the month of January. And bear in mind, we started the war in December and went in January. We'll be moving shortly into February. But you look at how this area has evolved over time. And it will be significantly stronger now. Every time we build up additional bases. Hey, did they hilt throw enough shit in a carrier? Enough it will splash more. Well, that's it. But in fairness... Well, yeah, the splashes, yeah. Well, that's it. It would have been nice to have got a torpedo into the Enterprise, but hey, shit happens. Our luck isn't especially amazing, to be honest. I think it actually decreases with proximity to Rebal, but we'll see. Okay. I tend to have some good luck out here, so maybe it is actually due to proximity to Rebal. Who knows? But if we take a look over here a while. That's going to take a little while, but we are moving in more engineers here. Even in my right mode, it's just going to take a little while then. What damage con rule do you play with? I can't remember, but the Americans have it better. So the Allies have it better, we have it worse. Is that not default, or I can't remember which is default, which is not default. But whichever one's default. Is it realist? Yeah, something like that. I can't remember which one it is. Right, so 29% into the way of building the airfield here at Nets up, which is good. This is it. I need to get some aviation units down here, but they're not too far away. Now, the good news is I do have these units here. I do have these fast transports. I'm going to hold on to these fast transports here. I'm going to tell them they're going to remain on station anyway, so I'm ahead of myself. We're going to continue to unload, so we'll have 2,400 additional supply here to unload. We did move some aircraft out of the base, by the way, so it's brought it within the amount of groups that we can handle. We still need more AV, but I went ahead and actually transferred some aircraft over here to lay. So we have 27 zeros, 17 G3s, a couple of H6K2Ls which are used for transportation, and the H6K4s over here which are having a bad day apparently. They seem to drop off like flies. I'm not too sure why these guys are dropping off like flies. That is a little bit worrying. I do have the numbers here, but I might just give them time. Yeah, Opsos has been rather impressive with this unit. I could put the reserves in there, but I'm a little bit reluctant to do that. Especially with these units. This one seems to be coping better. I think they took a lot of damage from when they were nearby the carriers, because obviously the carriers had a cap and obviously had the flak, which didn't help them out. So I think that actually caused quite a lot of damage, and that might be why we're seeing a higher rate than I would have actually preferred. Now, didn't get any look out here. We did see some shipping in this area, but I wanted to hit, but we didn't find it. Yes, as thought, he does have aircraft here once again at Wake. Shows one air-to-air loss and 2 ops losses, yeah. The air-to-air was from the cap. Okay. Likely so. Opposite to be expected. It might have been from the point when we had... And then again, we don't have a huge amount of aviation support there. We did have a lot of aircraft there at a point, so it might have been just the build-up of damage. But ah well. I don't like having to produce more H6K4s, but what can be done? We hit a number of the ships in the port, which I was quite happy about. A little bit of port damage there. Yeah, so we'll keep on bombing it, man. So there's this base over here, but I forgot to issue orders to. But that's fine, they can continue to hit the airfield. We essentially have the ability to do it with, well, no drawback at this moment in time. Not to get complacent. We do have the key 43s over here, actually. I think the rest of that unit is a Lingan. Ah, they're still recovering. Okay. I might shift the rest of them to Clark. Yeah, perhaps I will. I could do with then actually transferring a special base force back to Takao. We actually did go ahead and we sent Congo in here, actually. We do have her float plane, which has been upgraded to Jake's. Well, her float plane squadron, which has been upgraded to Jake's. So we can actually have that transferred to the ship. A few days repair there. We'll do that later on. Okay. So did I say we needed about 18? For 18th we needed about 13. Okay, we'll get on that then. Now things will begin to move pretty quickly now. The ability for us to move out beyond Malay is fantastic. Moving into Burma will be great. Do I actually have the capacity to move the 18th Division? Not entirely. Impressive. I could move it in detachments. I do like to move units as, like, complete. Because there's a little bit of my analness. Which you don't often see, actually. But I suppose it's better to do it. Might as well get it done. I was hoping that we had enough AKs. Actually, no, then again, that would explain it. I did have... I mean, that's what, another 3-4k? But yeah, I'm going to need more AKs up there. So, we'll need about 13,000 odd then to move the division out of Singapore. I do have a good number of these actual AKs over here, these like fast ones. I don't like to have them use it, especially fucking Kyushu. Holy shit, I need to actually get you into Singapore anyway to have you converted to an AV. Not that I particularly like you being converted into Singapore. I might have you sent to Saigon, but then again, I don't think I'm going to lose Singapore in 200 days. Not that quick. This is probably a safe bet. But you never know. But we'll have it done. The others that we have here, Usanesses. Usanes. They're good ships, they're fast ships. It's one of those of like, I don't like to risk them. Alright, Hashimis, yeah, let's see then. Let's go by what they have in terms of troop capacity. So there's a couple thousand there from AKTs. What do I have in terms of APs? I do have plenty in the way of APs actually. Might just have to go for the APs. That's not a bad idea, therefore. I mean, we could expand the actual shipyard, and I think I probably will expand it to 100,000, but no, it's worthwhile. Worthwhile bearing in mind. Right, how much are these guys worth? I don't want to have them thrown out there. Though, this is it, they're very quick. It might be worthwhile just going for the quick. I don't often get... This is it, we don't often get a chance to use APs. I mean, that's more than enough capacity to move the division. Yeah, I guess we will then. What I'll do then is have that escorts as the destroyer and light cruisers in there. I can actually go ahead and tell them to load them up when they actually do arrive there. But I don't want to have every single ship used for that. But then again, does it matter that much? No, I want to have a Kyushu. I can have a Kyushu sent elsewhere. I think what I'll do then is have a Kyushu sent separately. The sooner she's in a dock being converted, the better. Okay. Can she convert at Saigon? 10,000. She should be able to in theory. I don't know if you actually need a repair shipyard to convert. I can't recall actually. Some ships you can convert without shipyards, but I forget how it works. I can have it sent to... What do we have here then? Pescadores has 10k. It might be worthwhile having it sent to Japan. I guess we'll go for Nagasaki for the time being. I can always change my mind at a later date if we so wish to do so. But that allows me now to go ahead and actually have a division sent out. Sorry, have that unit sent out to pick them up. Does it go by size? I can't remember what it is in terms of requirement. Yeah, it's a Kyushu, which is worthwhile. We have a bunch of PVs that'll be moving down this way. Click on the AV at the bottom. Ah, right, I see. Right, minimum shipyard size is 25, and so, yep, that's fine. She'll have to head out that way. We could have her put into Singapore, but it's 200 days, isn't it? It's a long time. We'll have her sent to Japan then, more than likely. Right, we'll rebuild the 33rd. Yeah, they got a good chunk into their rebuild process. I mean, they've still got some fellows over here, but they're not too far from being completely finished. They're about to recover them in time. 4 disabled is not too bad, but I would like to actually get them into Burma sooner rather than later. I'm in combat mode. Okay. 4th Division can recover. I might even potentially have like 4th Division act as the garrison of Rangoon. It's in a large facility then, in a large base, sorry, and they have sufficient amount of AV to look after the base. I think the base actually needs about, what, 120 AV? Yeah, and about 120 AV. So I might have a 21st Division actually moved out of Rangoon then. It's not an insignificant base, and it will have plenty of supply. I could obviously then have a HQ potentially based here. And we might go about it that way, but at least we can actually have them operate fairly well in that area, recovering over time, acting as a garrison, allows the viewers to get moving then. Okay. We'll just have this sent into Singapore then. So I'd like to go ahead and actually pick up the actual army headquarters as well, so they'd be quite useful to have. Okay. What do I want to do then? I could start to move the division. We have the AKEs over here. They're going to be moved then. I'll have them. Do I? But no. I think we'll keep them at Victoria Point for the time being, so I don't think I need them elsewhere right now. I'll tell them to go ahead and disband when they arrive in port. Having AKAs available will be useful around here. Right, I do have DMSs over here in Medan, so it looks like it is clear of mines, which is good. I don't think it has mines out by... Well, he has mines at Rangoon, but we'll go ahead and we'll clear the mines at Rangoon when we do capture Rangoon. So he's actually moving units. I only noticed this last turn after I sent the turn, but he's moving units to the north of Rangoon. But that's still a weakness over here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is get units moving out. So, we have Key 57 Topsies over here. I'm going to have them transferred to Bangkok. I'm going to try a massive amount of transports I need to actually get the 2nd Raiding Regiment actually moved in there as a complete unit quickly enough. Oh, can they not move that far? How far can I go? 35. How far away is Bangkok out of interest? 37, okay, bloody typical. I can shift them to Singapore and then shift them north. So I'll shift them to Singapore then. I should check what the weather was like there actually. I hope that was a loss this time. We had 27, didn't we? Maybe lost it, but I can't remember what it was actually beforehand. These should be recovered quickly enough. I've got the Yokosuka 3rd SLF over here. So I do have additional paratrooper units as well. I do have Topsies over here. In that... So Yokosuka 3rd. Yokosuka 3rd. Yokosuka 3rd. There's probably Yokosuka... Yeah, Yokosuka 3rd in here as well. So I do need to have a unit reformed, but I'll do that at a later date. I don't particularly need the paratroopers in Java right now. So we'll have you marshal Lahan, and then you can move via rail. I do have the MC-21s over here. Ah, right. Okay. So I've got the L3Y2s over here. We should be able to mass a few. I might just have a unit go ahead and actually transfer the Yokosuka down this way. It's not an immediate priority. It's useful, don't get me wrong. But in fairness, how much is the units left? So it's most of their support, actually. So I do have these light cruisers. Ah, yes, the Tama and the Kiso. Tama. They will be the first victims to repair then in Singapore. So we'll go ahead and do that. That's good then. Ideally they don't take as long as fear to get them repaired. Yep, so we do have a couple, yep, destroyers arrived as well. So we'll have them repaired. I'll begin to repair. That's not bad. In what? I don't know what that means. Right, there we go. The cruisers won't take long actually, which is good. So there. Oh, yes, we're fighting against every allied nation that obviously, that of course Japan fought against. Right, so we're 82% there to the size 7 airfield. We're not far now. This is going quite quickly due to the fact we have a lot of engineers. We also have a lot of engineering vehicles. Going very quickly. And they don't have any fatigue or disruption, which obviously does help there. That's good, man. Yes. Do I have anything that can actually transfer units? I could potentially run them as a fast transport, really. Excuse me. I don't think they can carry troops, though. No, they can carry... yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this unit can only be bloody size 12, is a bit of a problem. Okay. So that's 29, stream overcast at the moment. Stream overcast. Is it stream bloody overcast everywhere? Overcast. God damn it. I do need to keep some transports in the area, so I guess I will keep these guys. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the rest of the Yokosuka 3rd though from here. So pick up a unit. Yokosuka. There we go. We'll have them rest at a later date, Ben. I was hoping they might have actually regained a little bit more for that little bit of a rest, but I suppose it does make sense. We only rested. We're not in a base or anything like that. So I will order a deliberate attack. How is he doing on damage repair? Right, so we have 9 airfield damage, 5 port damage. So he will not have any fortifications built, which is excellent. So we'll be fighting clear terrain then with 0 fortifications. Against a smaller foe, albeit it does have HQ support and all, and this is it, it's not an inferior foe as such. It's just obviously they lack on training and morale, and they don't lack tremendously on weapons as such. But this is it, a lot of them are militia. There's not that many regular forces, and even then with the regular forces, there's just not that many of them. It works well for us. It's honestly like the perfect storm of conditions for us, really. We get to employ tanks, we get to employ overwhelming infantry numbers. we have it working for us. We have it working for us. Even that's 80 tanks there. Have the reconnaissance regiment there, 37 tanks. Another 18 tanks over here. So we have 21 light tanks, we have 59 Type 89A medium tanks. The Dutch probably do have some anti-tank guns, but I don't think they have that many. The beauty is if he does retreat from this position here, which I don't think he will do, because he has like a certain amount of mass that with his HQ nearby, it helps his rolls turn out better, which actually works out well for us, because even though we're not inflicting as much damage and he's inflicting more damage potentially against us, it means we get to attack him again and again, ideally. I will have the heavy cruisers rearmed and actually sent to bombard here potentially. Every little bit of damage I can do against him here is actually worthwhile. Because the thing that I was expecting to happen was him to fall back into this hex over here. And there's still a few units here, we're still going to have to go and clear that out. But it's nowhere near as bad as what it was going to be or what we feared it could be. Not that we feared it, to be honest, but we expected that. Those are colonial police units. Oh, there are units in there. There's militia, but there is like Landstorm. I think that might be the militia, but there are some regular units in there. So I do have these naval guard units I do need to get moved around. The good news is at least we have the APDs here. I'm going to have the APDs take these 2 bases. I do need to go ahead and actually clear of Kuching. I just need to have about 2... I mean, 3 naval guard units to take it pretty quickly. 2 naval guard about minimum. Supposedly there's only 1 unit in there. It might actually be a smaller garrison than I thought, but I don't think so. Ah, there we go. Moving some supply over here to Jolo, which is good. We have our supply moving in here to Tarakan, which is also very good, man. Allows us just to keep building there. I will have to keep a count on this oil repair. I don't know if that's actually repairing due to the fact that we have damage at the base, but I think it would repair separately because it's a separate sort of action. You don't need the engineers for it. Sydney. Which makes sense. He might be setting out with his carriers from Sydney at this point, perhaps. Seattle, Manila, Wake, Los Angeles, Seward. I don't know where that is. It's a ward. Oh, is it Alaska? That's good to know. I see. Ah, there we go. Mutsu has been fully repaired here at Truck, which is excellent. Hibiki has been repaired at Truck as well. Return to service. Ah, here we go. Mitsubishi Ha-43 advances R&D. That's good to see, actually. Seattle expands port size to 7. Well, that's a clear indication as I was going to be using that. Okay. Where did I say that arrived? Ah, Hiroshima. I was an air unit. Right, okay, I see. Now, I do have the 2 AVs that did manage to make it to Bardwab. I mean, one of them was actually targeted by a sub and managed to make it out, which is fantastic. So I do have them making their way down here to Rabaul temporarily. I may not have them remain there, but in fairness, it definitely does help to have potential additional AV. I mean, that's like another 48 AV there, because each one of them is 24 AV. I mean, that would give us quite a bit there. It still wouldn't satisfy all the requirements, but it would certainly help, though. Like, it would really make quite a tremendous difference. And obviously, if any danger is sighted, we would have the transport shifted away to clear room in the airfield. But just having more AV in general is going to be big. Works for me. I could do having some of these ACMs moved around here as well. Just fortifying lane at this moment in time. Unload another 1800 supply. So we're at 12,195 now lay. That's a good chunk of supply there. 533, 428 there. 223. So have that here. Yeah, so it's got the 1 unit here. And this is the beautiful thing. I do have zeros in the area, so once we actually get some reconnaissance over the base and get a good idea what's going on in the area, and once we do have an actual sufficient amount of power to look after this area, then I can actually go ahead and have Naval Guard sent down here to Port Moresby. If it's 1 unit, Naval Guard will be able to do it. I've got a good few Naval Guard units in this area too, and that'd be quite nice, taking Moresby. It's worth a decent amount to us actually, 280, so if it's an easy take, it's quite nice. I could do with picking up resources from Nauru Island and Ocean Island. Like, there's a hell of a lot of like resources over here. 102,000 is massive. That would be great to get him down. Right, so we've got AKs sorted to load up at Singapore. I could do properly shifting AKs from over here, actually. And the ADs would be quite useful. We do have landing ship docks. I'm probably overly cautious of these guys. I think maybe in landings that we absolutely need to happen, we might use the landing ship docks. It's one of these things because I don't get many of them. I don't want to just have them thrown away. I don't know. We'll have to think how we use them. They're quite large, but they also have their benefits, really. I'm not a big fan of using big, expensive ships, really. There we go. Hey, Genetic Opener, good to have you, my man. Does this game have an AI? It does have an AI, indeed. Yes, it does. But you definitely get the challenge in the reply by email. AGPs. I wish we had a little bit of a faster AGP, but that's fine. Get a couple of these ADs moving out. 2 of these AGs then. Okay, there we go. Have that moved down to Singapore. Now, I did go ahead and actually... Let's see. Yep, I took supply out of Saigon. And I'm having it move directly to Bangkok. The reason being I want to try and fill Bangkok with enough supply. Though, amusingly, it was at only 9,000 last turn. It's now freaking 14, so... Okay. But either way, we'll brute force another 6,000 odd supply into Bangkok. Ideally, that will help us out this way. So we have 473 AV here. These guys are getting that chance to recover, which is nice. I mean, this is a beautiful thing. We're going to have, 3-4 divisions sent down here in time. Support and artillery, tanks, etc. Rangoon's going to fall. There's not much you can do about that. Just not much you can do about that. I wouldn't be too surprised if it was actually looking towards bringing forces out of Rangoon in the near future. And making it difficult on us. But the good news is because I do have this RCA division here in the north. And if we were to take out these units using paratroopers, we could actually slow them down significantly. We take a look over here. Jungle. Jungle sucks, but once we took the area, it'd eventually starve our supply. It'd be a long attritional thing, but it'd be done. But hitting with significantly large amounts of AV would certainly help. Okay, still waiting on that garrison. Right. So that's here right now. Yeah, okay, so that can remain there for the time being. They're still recovering actually, which is not too bad. Gives the division some time to recover. Yeah, that's got a shitload of support in here. But it looks like it can only have so much support. Because it has 140 of its own support. But then it's these fellows over here, which is... Yeah, so they must have only a certain amount of support that they can actually handle, really. Right, so they'll arrive tomorrow. It's a bit of a weakened division. But it's not too bad. What I might go ahead and do then, what is the roads like here? I think it's major on here. When it loads. Oh, I pressed the wrong button, that's why. Yes, it is major. What I'm going to do then... Transfer you to the south, give them a little bit of additional AV then. Transfer that unit in there. There we go. Satisfy garrison. I do have another division here that's freed up, the 24th, which is moving down to Nanyang. The reason being, so I can actually make use of the major road there. So I might have that division sent down this way, but we'll see where it needs to be. Likely going to have it shifted down this way. Oh, I did decide to actually go ahead and have the 15th division prepared to head down to Wuchang. Just wait on the rest of the 15th over here. They'll be then sent out via rail down here to Wuchang. How you doing there, Splash? What are your plans at Burma? Cut off China and push it from west to east, or plan from India? Indian invasion will be great. It's a good question actually regarding China pushing this way. It could be done, and it's not a bad idea actually at all, but I lean against it because I think that there's more to gain from this over here. But no, it's a good idea actually. I hadn't much considered it. And it's something that could be done. It could be a good use of the TIE forces, perhaps. I don't think this is actually strongly held. Certainly something to consider, actually. And what we're aiming at doing then is we're pushing hard for northern China now. What I'm hoping to be able to do then is take Burma, northern China, and just see him destroyed due to the fact that he just not get the Burma road. He'll not have fuel coming in here, so his heavy industry will eventually shut down. Once heavy industry shuts down, he's going to have a lot less supply, which is going to compound things, which will compound. Goddamn. Coastline China, first line ports. Well, the thing is, he doesn't begin the game with many ports actually in action. I mean, we have Wangkao over here, but it doesn't do him any good, really. Well, not much good, anyway. I need to take Pakoi, but I'll do that at a later date. The reason why I've not done it is because you have a garrison requirement. So if I take it, I have to garrison it. If I don't, it gets damaged, and we have victory point loss. Can't afford that. I was looking forward to when we clear up in Manila. What's the, partly cloudy? Well, as long as it's not raining, it should be fine then. Yeah, we'll attack again tomorrow then. Ideally, if things go well. We beat out there at Clark. We'll beat him out in Manila. Right, how are we going over here at Loblan? It does have some reconnaissance, so I imagine he's actually wanted to find out what's going on over here. Yes, you can see that we do have a construction unit that's actually ashore now. I don't know if they're completely ashore. I have 15th Independent SLF Koi here as well. Sorry, 1st Independent SLF Koi. SNLF Koi. I can't remember why I said that here. I think it was actually to help capture bases in the area. The good news, though, is the capture rate is increasing now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units doing it. I'm also going to have more units in the near future, too. I do need to capture all the dot bases in every base in the area. Just essentially need to capture every base in every single area that we can, really. Right, I have that base force moving north to Chiang Mai. Oh no, sorry, to Chum Phon, which is going to be then moved over to Victoria Point, which then can be moved out via transport. Right, I'm going to go ahead and actually have them load up the division. They can begin. Even if it takes 2 trips, it's still worthwhile. So get that arses in gear. Right, there we go. You can move over here. Well, to be honest, there are more mechanics with the Japanese, but I'd say play who you would wish to play. It's probably easier to learn as the Allies because it's just obviously very, very forgiving. Not in the early days because it's quite difficult, you'll have a lot of things lost, but in all honesty, you have the mind of the Allies. You'll eventually come back. Right, follow the amphibious. There we go. Yeah, we're looking great. I may as well have you continue. Although in fairness, let's see. What I'm going to do then is have the destroy here. Hayashio. She's been doing an excellent job in all honesty, but I'm going to have her actually move down south then to Singapore so she can actually undergo repairs. She's been doing a great job, but she does deserve another chance to be repaired and actually put into the line again. Okay. I'm glad that he isn't running naval search. Definitely helps us out. I just love the actual contrast though. As soon as we find a breakthrough in Singapore, the ability for us to operate in this area has just exploded really, which is excellent. We'll have one division land. We're going to have a second division being loaded up already. Then a third division will be loaded up, and then we'll have another division sent out when that unit arrives. So we're looking pretty good. We'll be landing... Well, we've already landed at Sumatra. They just need to actually be dropped off into the port. So then we'll begin marching north to Medan, seize Medan. We need to then continue marching this way. If I need additional units, I can get additional units sent into Sumatra. I do need to take that unit, and I do have a Naval Guard unit here, which I might go ahead and actually just have place support transport, so we can go ahead and actually take that base and then take that base there. I need to take all these bases in the area, to be honest. Java invasion's looking good. We have another regiment that will be moved across here shortly, which is another few thousand men to Merrick. It looks like he's abandoning Batavia. He's got 2 units here apparently, and looks like one or both are moving out of Batavia. Which is a bold move. It's a very bold move. But I can understand it because you take a look at it this way. The majority, the absolute majority of his assault value is tied up on the beaches now. He can't retreat. And, well, this is it. What does he do at that point? He knows more reinforcements are going to be moving into Java, I'd imagine. We've definitely applied a lot of AV to this. We've definitely thrown a lot of resources into it. Interestingly enough, I don't think we actually saw... Did we have air attack against us? What was the weather like today? But then again, we actually didn't have the shipping in the area, did we? Yes, we had the shipping head north, which is good. And that's a very large amount of ships in here. You take a look, that's 87 ships in this task force alone, so we're not going to have to worry about AKs or anything like that. PB's moving back in here as well, so we'll have them disband when they arrive. Yep, there we go. Things are going well. We're making our progress that we need. I might even take the naval guards over here and actually have them sent, well, one of them sent over here to Singkawang with enough transports to pick up these second naval guards. We can actually go ahead and take Kuching. That'd be nice. And with that, and once the APDs arrive over here to Kitapang, and over here to Sampit, then we'll actually have the entirety of Borneo under our control. We're going to work on actually taking control of the entirety of Sumatra. But I'll need naval guard units for these as well. But then Sumatra's not far from falling completely to our control. Yeah. I need to get the amphibious headquarters moved out. Certainly not amphibious, air flotillas. I might go ahead and actually have that one shifted to the north now, to be honest. Am I wise in doing that? I do have these these AOs over here that I do need to make use of. Some way, somehow. Do I want to shift the torpedo capability out of Palembang? No, not really. I could do it like a naval headquarters that allows for torpedo usage from Palembang. That'd be ideal. I wonder if these guys do. I don't know if they do actually. I'd have to double check. Yeah, these are fleet commands in their headquarters, which is why they enable it. Right, you need to have your aircraft, and it wouldn't actually do any harm to have that damage repaired. Turn that off. There's a couple of them that actually do need repairs. Okay. So they all have Jakes, that's good. I just need to have that time of repair. You've got that 1 point of damage there. You could go into, like, repair ship. You're fine as you are. It'll take a few days to repair. Same for you. It's worthwhile. Get that major damage repaired, and then they can actually get the hell out of here. In fairness, I could have actually had them sent to Raphael to repair with the AS, perhaps. Yeah. Not too bad. I do have... Let's see. You're moving out there to capture bases. Right, here we go. We have you here with some aviation units. I'm gonna have them initially sent out here to Rabal. We can have them shift out from Rabal then afterwards. Though actually, it depends. I might potentially have the AVs made available at LeACHACiD. I could do a couple more aviation units here. The reason why I might consider them at Rabaul to begin with is because Rabaul's our primary base, but then again, actually, I do want to have other aviation units, don't I? Yeah. In fact, I'm going to have them sent into, like, LeACHACiD. So I could do with having, like, aviation units moved into these bases here really, really quickly. Sooner the better, really, because then it allows us to make use of them. So I'll have it sent in here. I'll have it sent actually... Oh, it can't move inland. It might be too large then. So I'm going to imagine it's too large for the ships there, perhaps. But actually I'm surprised, actually. They should be able to move up here due to this being a river hex, but okay. To LeACHACiD it is then. I do have another. I decided to actually have that move there. Not a major river. I thought it was a river hex. I thought we could actually make use of it, but fair enough. That's fine. Fuel moving down to Bavardwa. Okay. AO's loading fuel here. I also need to shift that south. LU? I don't know where LU is. How you doing there, Benjamin Magnus? Much appreciated, my man. Good to see you, and I hope you are doing well. Eventually, Haruna. This is a different campaign, but in this campaign it was the Congo that was actually hit. Well, actually, no, we do have Haruna in port again now. That seems to be likely stable. She's in port over here at Hiroshima, Kure. Eventually Congo. Whereabouts is she? She's going to be in port for a while. Not too long, though. 43 days. She took a torpedo from an American sub, which kind of sucked. But she's in port. She's repairing. Can I put that up to high and potentially reduce that, or is it the same? Yeah, it's the same either way, so 43 days it is. I'm looking forward to when we do have a Yamato. We have lost things, but I don't want to actually mention that. Oh dear. I do have Issei over here. She's going to take quite a long time to repair here. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh dear. Okay. So we've seen from Signal Intelligence then that we are picking up an activity around here at Sydney. I don't have an idea of ships in here, so it's saying, well, it seems like it's actually pulled out there, I'd imagine. We saw the carriers head, well, we didn't see the carriers actually head directly south, which is a bit of a problem. I wager they moved to the south. We hit the AE Pyro around about this point here. We did previously see ships were moving in this area. He's likely preparing to actually hit us out this way. I expected a more aggressive move. I expected it to actually come much sooner, but it didn't, in fact, which is surprising. We'll continue to build up the airfield over here at Baal. I could do moving the Naval Guard units actually out of here, really. We do have, what was that? Quite a few of them, in all honesty. I could do is shift them out so I can actually have them reduce the amount of supply requirement here at Rabaul. What is it right now? 2276 right now. I'd like to reduce that. Regarding the actual forces over here at Georgetown, if I go ahead and actually select armor, am I better off actually just getting these guys moving? But then again, if I have them moved out by a ship, they'll arrive over here, sorry. And then at least they're actually moving on the major roads. They're moving at 60 miles a day. They'll be able to eat these miles up pretty quick then. And this is it. He does have a decent amount of forces in Burma. It seems they actually did move additional forces into Rangoon. It seems that way. But we do have the Thai forces here. We do have armor moving down here. We have another Thai division moving as well. We'll have 3 to 4 Imperial Japanese divisions moving into Burma. So we'll be able to manage Burma pretty quick. What I need to do is try and prevent it from moving in. But then again, this is it. Where's he going to go? Because when he heads north, he's heading into, like, clear terrain. I need to stop him from getting to, like, this sort of terrain out this way. Especially this base over here at Alessio. That might be a base there to consider actually dropping paratroopers on there, to be honest. And it is at the centre of the road here. That base is likely garrisoned as well. They're likely both garrisoned. so we'd have to be quite careful about it. We're closing in. I'm looking forward to work and begin to devise plans for the fall of Calcutta. And the road system in India is going to be really fun. We do have a hell of a lot of major roads. We do have a hell of a lot of secondary roads. We also have trails. Terrain's a very interesting one as well. But the thing is with China, China's a friggin' ass. You've got all the clear terrain over here in like this part of northern China, but then it's like, you got all the rough, wooded rough, and then all the freaking like wooded rough over this way. It freaking sucks. It seriously sucks. But I'm looking forward to when we're actually moving into the deserts. That's going to be a new one. We haven't had the luxury of dealing with deserts, to be honest. But that's fine. Right, so we're going to order attack here to a detachment. Oh, let's see actually the aces and 2 zeros. I did move the others out here to Chiang Mai. Yeah, China's a top indeed. So we have Thailand KUS 1, we have 3rd KUS over here. So you can see their fatigue's down to 7 there, fatigue's at 15. It's complained about drop tanks, but that is because a lot of units have moved into the actual base as of late, really. You take a look at how many units are here compared to like how many we had originally. It's really increasing and continues to increase. But we have additional additional construction units here in the form of the 7th Field Airfield Construction Battalion. So now sitting pretty on 176 engineers and 3 vehicles, which are worth about 4 engineers each, which is excellent. The amount of aviation support we have is about 119, which is good. The airbase has been built up to a size 4. Yeah. Just all fighters here at Chiang Mai. That's the thing, isn't it? It's like, you look at that, we've got 115 fighters, 110. So he knows about that. I'd be surprised if he doesn't know about that. Though he doesn't have detection over the base. Hey, Agent Optimistic, good to have you, my man. Like the old stuff we are fighting for in the Indies, indeed. Yeah, I'm very interested though in dropping the 2nd Raider Regiment over here at Bastien. That'd be great. But now to take out at a stroke about 29 or so of the AVG would be excellent. And that would seriously shift the balance of power. I don't know how to come back from that. The thing is, the AVG, it's one of those units where we might end up fighting it for a very long time until we just absolutely decimate it. How old is Amasukazi? Interesting. Amasukazi, is she even alive, actually? That's the point. Oh, she's alive. Oh, she's a Kagiro class. She's fairly modern then. I'm not entirely too sure how modern she is, but she's one of the more modern ones. Kagiro. Yeah, that's looking good then. Okay, so it is going to be laid out here in the UK. I think we'll about call it there, really. There's not that much else we need to do. Just looking good. We're going to have battles then at Manila tomorrow, taken from level 2 fortifications down to level 1. And then from level 1 down to level 0. We will have a battle over here at Kalidachai. I can't bloody read it with the font being so bloody small sometimes. But yeah, we're looking at 717 assault value here. 12,085 infantry, 11,468 second line. We'll look good then. I don't think we'll be able to seize the base, which is fine. I mean, every attack we get against him is good. He has more and more disabled forces, which is excellent. If I could force him to leave behind guns as well, that'd be nice. Recon all the bases in Upper Burma to see any weak links for paradrops. Well, that's it. Kalidjati, something like that. I'm looking forward to getting that headquarters in there too. Being able to recover quickly would be nice. We do have decent reconnaissance over Burma. It might be somewhat affected as I did move reconnaissance aircraft south. I moved them from Chiang Mai down to this base actually, which is currently complaining about supply, which is not too surprising because there's a lot of units moving through here right now, which is probably leading to the problem of supply not moving here. But actually we're at 2247, we're actually looking pretty good. I might be able to get away with putting them into rest mode. Maybe. I think I'm going to go ahead and give it a go, actually. Yeah, there we go. There's no river here, so he can't move into smashes in a single turn, which is good. It'd take about 2 days for him to arrive there, so that's alright. Okay. Might be worthwhile moving to the south there. I don't think it really is, but it'd be nice actually being able to take another Hexi control. I love the fact that we have major roads here. We're looking good. We're looking good. So I'm going to say a big thank you here, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys have enjoyed this, please do go ahead and follow me here on Twitch at XTRG. And of course, if you are familiar with my YouTube channel, but you have not yet subscribed, then please do so at XTRG once again on YouTube. Shocking, I know, right? Much appreciated having you here. I do not imagine it will take as long to actually get another turn. If we could potentially go ahead and... I don't think I'll have the time in the morning. I may do, perhaps, to get the turn sent off. But we'll have to take a look at it from there. Indeed, VOD time. Indeed, indeed. Until next time then, thank you very much for watching. I assume that's Jane, sayonara. See you later, guys. I know, Benjamin. God damn it. I hope you're well, dude. It's nice to see you doing well. Nice to see you actually have some time to chill out as well. I can imagine you're super busy. Looking forward to seeing you in Sweden. In communist Sweden. See you later, dude. Have a good one. Goodbye, everybody else. See you next time.